My phone was still warm in my hand when he asked the question. He didn't sound confused. He sounded careful. Sir, I just want to confirm something. A pause, long enough for my heartbeat to crawl into my throat. You said your wife is working late tonight. With the whole team? My mouth went dry. Yes, I said. Big deadline. Another pause. Paper shuffling. A muffled voice in the background. Then quieter. Almost apologetic. Sir, your wife doesn't work here anymore. Silence flooded my kitchen. The food delivery confirmation was still glowing on my screen. 8 full meal boxes, extra desserts. A handwritten note. For the hardest working team tonight. My hands felt numb. That's strange, I said slowly. She left the house 2 hours ago. Said she had to stay late. Manager approved it. The man on the phone inhaled sharply. I am the manager. Something cold slid down my spine. I don't remember ending the call. I only remember standing there, listening to the sound of my own breathing. Shallow, mechanical, like my body had forgotten how to be human. She came home at 11:47 p.m. Hair slightly messy. Makeup faded. That tired smile she wore lately, the one that never reached her eyes. Hey, she said softly. You waited up. I watched her remove her heels. Watched her avoid looking at me too long. Watched her move like someone following a rehearsed script. Long night, I asked. She sighed. Nodded. Brutal. Everyone stayed late. Everyone. I smiled back. Must be exhausting. She touched my arm briefly. Warm fingers. Familiar. Almost convincing. Then she showered, and I sat alone in the living room, replaying the manager's voice in my head. Your wife doesn't work here anymore. I didn't confront her. Not that night. Not the next morning. Not the day after. Because something inside me had already shifted. Quietly, permanently. Suspicion doesn't explode. It spreads. Slow. Silent, like ink in water. I started noticing small things. Her phone, always face down now. Her laughter, slightly delayed, like she needed time to calculate reactions. Her late nights, suddenly more frequent after losing the job she never told me she lost. Lost, or left, or replaced. I checked our bank statements first. Simple, logical, controlled. No salary deposits for 3 months. 3 months of lies, delivered gently over dinner. Over morning coffee, over casual kisses goodbye. I searched her old office building security logs online, public tenant access records. Her entry card hadn't been used in 92 days. 92 separate evenings she told me she was working late. 92 performances. My chest didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. I just observed, like watching footage of a stranger's life. Then came the rideshare history. Pickup locations inconsistent. Never the office, different neighborhoods. Same drop-off point each night to streets away from home. Walking distance. Careful distance. Strategic distance. That's when I realized something that made my stomach turn. Not from pain, but from clarity. This wasn't reckless betrayal. This was organized, practiced, sustained. Which meant one thing. There was someone else, stable enough to build a schedule around. Someone predictable, someone worth lying for. Every single day. I ordered a DNA test kit that afternoon. Not because we had children, because I needed proof of something deeper. Proof that deception had roots, history, structure. While waiting for it to arrive, I installed a quiet tracking, backup on our shared tablet. The one she forgot automatically sensed her location data. Patterns emerged quickly. 3 recurring stops, a cafe, a residential building, a private clinic. The clinic surprised me, regular visits. Same day each week. My pulse slowed, not quickened. Truth was getting closer. Closer always feels colder. 3 nights later, the DNA kit arrived. Small white box. Lightweight. It sat on the table between us during dinner. Unopened. Silent. She didn't notice it, but I couldn't stop looking at it, because something inside me already knew. Whatever that test revealed would not be the worst truth waiting for me. I didn't tell her about the DNA test, not yet. Some truths are more powerful when they arrive. Already documented. Already undeniable. Already irreversible. The clinic name stayed in my head like a low, constant hum. So I visited it. Not dramatically. Not suspiciously. Just another concerned husband walking in with polite confusion and a soft voice. I think my wife may have left some paperwork here, I said gently. She's been under stress lately. Forgot a few things. People trust calm men, especially quiet ones with steady eye contact. The receptionist checked the system, hesitated, then smiled apologetically. Yes, she has ongoing appointments. Ongoing. The words settled into my bones. I nodded slowly. Everything okay with her health? Another pause, then she lowered her voice. She's pregnant, sir. First trimester monitoring. The world didn't spin. It didn't crash. It simply narrowed. Sound faded. Light dimmed. Every sensation condensed into a single, precise point of understanding. Pregnant. We hadn't tried for children in years. Not after the diagnosis. Not after the specialist looked me in the eye and explained gently, carefully, that biological fatherhood was statistically impossible. Permanent infertility. Documented, verified, final. I thanked the receptionist, smiled politely, walked out, and sat in my car for 14 minutes, staring at nothing, feeling everything rearrange itself inside me. Not grief, not anger, alignment. The DNA test results arrived 2 days later, negative exactly as expected. But confirmation still carries weight, even when predictable. That night, she came home smiling, soft, radiant, almost glowing. I noticed how carefully she placed her hand over her stomach when she thought I wasn't looking. Protective, instinctive, maternal. She was building a future, just not one that included truth. We ate dinner quietly. She talked about imaginary deadlines, imaginary meetings, imaginary exhaustion. I listened. Every word, another layer of precision added to what came next. When she finished speaking, I slid 3 envelopes across the table. White, unmarked, perfectly aligned. She frowned slightly. What's this? Open them. Her fingers trembled, just a little. First envelope, DNA report. Her breath caught, eyes scanning rapidly, confusion flooding her face. Second envelope, medical confirmation of my infertility diagnosis dated years before her pregnancy. Her lips parted, color draining from her skin. Third envelope, printed appointment logs from the clinic. Weekly visits, ultrasound scheduling, estimated conception window. And beneath it, a photograph. Her, standing outside the residential building from the rideshare records. A man's hand resting gently on her lower back. Intimate, familiar, certain. She stopped breathing. The room filled with silence so dense it felt physical. Her voice cracked. I can explain. No, I said quietly. Not loud, not harsh, just final. Her eyes shattered, tears rising instantly. Desperation rushing in where calculation once lived. How long? I asked softly. She shook her head violently. It didn't mean to happen. How long? Her voice collapsed into a whisper. For months of building a second life, while maintaining the illusion of the first. Efficient, structured, almost admirable in a detached, clinical way. I stood slowly, walked to the hallway, returned with a folder. Legal documents, signed, filed, processed. Divorce petition, financial separation, property transfer, already executed that morning. Her access to joint accounts, revoked. Her belongings, packed. Her alternate residence, notified anonymously of upcoming permanent relocation. Every exit sealed, every dependency removed, every illusion dismantled. Before she even realized the performance was over, she stared at the papers like they were written in another language. You already knew, she whispered. Yes. Her knees gave out. She collapsed into the chair, sobbing, shaking, unraveling completely. But I felt nothing. No triumph, no rage, only stillness. Because revenge isn't destruction, it's precision. I walked to the door, opened it. Her suitcase sat outside, neatly arranged, waiting. She looked at me, broken, searching, begging for something, forgiveness, anger, anything human. I gave her clarity instead. My voice never rose. My hands never trembled. My heart never raced. She left 15 minutes later. And when the door closed behind her, not because I had one, but because illusion had finally ended. And truth is the quietest form of freedom.